So after all this time of playing 007 games on the channel, I'm finally doing it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirms, we're finally playing Goldeneye. Rogue Agent. Uh-oh. What did you expect? We only play good games on this channel. That's a joke, don't leave, don't go. So anyway, yeah, I remember Goldeneye Rogue Agent. That was an interesting game. I imagine at the time of its release it was trying to capitalize on the name Goldeneye, and people were probably expecting a game like Goldeneye, but instead they got a kind of mediocre hallway shooter where you could dual wield and it was kind of okay. Is that what you wanted? Is that not what you wanted? Are you sure? I thought that's what you wanted. So yes, today we're going to be taking a nostalgic look back at a very divisive 007 game of the era. Remember when games were kind of in their edgy PS2 phase? This is around when this game released. Remember like Jack X and Ratchet Gladiator and Shadow the Hedgehog? Well now they're like, what if we played as an evil Bond villain and there's like synthy rock music and everything and you can kill James Bond in the intro, and it was a very interesting game. Now what I will say before we start the video, I don't hate GoldenEye Rogue Agent, but I don't particularly love it either, so we're gonna get into the game in a second. And I'm gonna show you exactly why it's not the biggest deep dive teardown of this game. Other YouTubers have done a great job of that. You don't particularly need me to do that today. I just want to go into the game, show you what it was like, and we can just look back at this strange little 007 game together. It won't be a full playthrough or anything like that on the channel because honestly this game bores me, and even as a kid I couldn't really beat it. It's kind of a corridor shooter and it didn't have a lot of the vehicle sections that were really great in previous 007 games and helped to break up the shooty corridor action. You had like special abilities with your eye, which was kind of cool, and the shooting was okay, but it felt kind of clunky and the enemies didn't react well to your bullets. I didn't even touch the multiplayer with my relatives at all, and we were all over games like Agent Under Fire and Nightfire and Everything or Nothing, but we just didn't care about GoldenEye Rogue Agent and all because the main game itself wasn't really that great, so of course we weren't going to try the multiplayer. So I'm just going to go into GoldenEye Rogue Agent today. We're going to take a look. Again, I don't think it's a terrible game, but it could have been a lot better than what it was, and we're just going to have a bit of a play around, a bit of fun, and I'll see you in the game. And here's your Mickey D fun fact for the video, because this is something I apparently do now. You know the song Cherry Pie by Warrant? Yeah, it's about your mom. Get into the game, Mickey. Look at that lion, you can see the pixels on him. Listen lads, it's just the GameCube, don't blame it. It's trying its best, okay? It only had 2 good games, Mario Sunshine and GoldenEye Rogue Agent. People are going to take that seriously. EA Games, we close all the studios you love, and here it is, GoldenEye Rogue Agent. One thing I will give this game, what an absolutely slapping main menu theme. It is bumping, listen to this. United Artists Corporation, James Bond 007, James Bond Gun and Iris logos and all other James Bonds related properties 1962 to 2004, Dan Jack, yeah, anyway. Let's get into it. Let's call, what would we call our player? I couldn't fit the whole thing in. Guess what I was typing in? Guess. Why did I do that? It's not something I should be joking about. Unlock content, what do we guess? Fort Knox Airpad, I can't wait to unlock that. Hoover Dam, the Legion won't go quietly. We'll make sure of that. Okay, so we have the Battle of Hoover Dam, we follow New Vegas. There's the secret volcano lair. Is James Bond copying Austin Powers now? I see what you're at. Anyway, what I actually want to do is look at the mission list for this game because it actually has some pretty cool locations. We have Fort Knox, we have Auric Enterprises, we have Hong Kong. We have Mid-Ass Casino, because it's pretty mid and ass. And we have Hoover Dam, we have the Octopus, we have Crab Key and Volcano Lair. There's some pretty cool levels in this game, but when we actually get into the gameplay, it's fine, it's there. We're going to keep difficulty at normal because I'm so good at video games. You don't need to see me play it on hard and absolutely trivialize this game, as you know. But let's get into it and see what kind of experience we got back in the day.
3 years ago, while on assignment,
Dame Judi Dench.
In an encounter with Dr. No,
the Queen.
Subsequently lost the use of his right eye. Consumed with vengeance, he frequently resorts to violence and brutality, and is no longer fit for service with MI6.
We'll find out why we're fired. It's kind of bullshit, but we'll get into that later when we finish this level. I swear to God, this still annoys me.
Goldfinger, a member of the most powerful criminal organization in the world, has seized the US gold depository at Fort Knox. He intends to irradiate the bullion reserve with a nuclear device, which will devastate the global economy. As his crimes threaten the security of the Bank of England itself, You and 007
There he is, pixelated Bond. Listen, this was probably higher res on the PS2. The GameCube discs were the size of, like a foreskin if you laid it out on a petri dish. The doctors did to me. Hello, James!
We'll need calibration.
I actually like this Pierce Brosnan-esque voice. It kind of sounds like him. It's definitely not him. By the way, here's one of my least favorite things that games do when they don't put the crosshair in the center. The crosshair is almost to the top of my screen. What I do like about this is that you can actually set your controls while you're in this little helicopter here. How you doing, pal? Yeah, Alrays. By the way, this game and the movement, it's very stiff. It's not the nicest controlling game on this earth. Even for the time, it was really clunky, I remember. But anyway, we're working with MI6. We're going into a mission with 00 Yemen himself.
Don't think us taking his Midas fixation too far this time. Follow my lead and we'll get the job done.
But going in to save a gold bullion reserve is the most lamest thing I could be defending. I'm a poor peasant. I'll never see that gold in my life. Why am I saving it? Oh, because the billionaire's stock might go down. Is that so bad? Biting social commentary from me, Mickey D.
I can't seem to break free.
Now here's the interesting thing about this game. You kind of get a quasi-choice. You can shoot and Bond will fall, or you can walk towards him to help and Bond will fall. So no matter what you do in this situation, Bond is going to fall, and we'll see what happens at the end of this. But, just for the sake of fun, what happens if I just do one small little bullet? Can you tell this game is edgy? I always thought that was his foot, but it's just a rock. Can you tell this game's a little bit edgy? Because right from the very beginning, 007 gets squashed like a bug. I will say, that's kind of a cool way to open up your game. Oh, here we go. We can double equip weapons. This is actually a slick and smooth system, I will say. Like, here's the thing about GoldenEye Rogue Agent. When I'm playing it now, I know loads of people like this game. Here we go, we have 2 second P90s! Or they're probably called something different in this universe, I didn't look. Like, this game actually has some fun to it, it has some cool sections. It's just kind of distant for the rest of the game. Haha. I can actually smack them off. This game is cool, it is edge out the ass, but it's kind of funny edgy, you know what I mean? It's like killing James Bond at the beginning, you kind of know what they're going for. It feels like so late era PS2 when they were just kind of going off the walls with ideas. We had so many 007 games up to that point. I believe we had Agent Under Fire, Night's Fire, and 007 Everything or Nothing. And then this game came out, and it wasn't until after is when From Russia With Love came out after this game. I believe that's the timeline. I believe that's it. And then there was like the Daniel Craig tie-in PS2 games, whatever, when the people moved on to different console generations. Even though people say the PS2 ones are actually pretty decent, so maybe we'll look at those someday. But anyway, we're playing GoldenEye Rogue Agent now. So yeah, this game, like I said, very much a corridor shooter because this is kind of what you do. And what I do like about this is that you can reload weapons independently with your holdies. I can like shoot this gun and I can reload this one, and then when I'm shooting, I can switch over to this one and shoot and then reload the other one, and then I can start shooting again here and reload this one, and it's pretty fucking easy. I do like it quite a bit, but I do like just double firing what you want, double fire, even though I'm missing. Listen, the aiming in this game is not great. It's not the smoothest. I'm gonna slightly move my analog to the left. There's not much of a dead zone. It's either slightly or it just moves straight away. I wasn't even moving my analog that much, so bear with me if we're not playing to the best of my ability. This game can also get a little bit challenging later on, so you know, it's an interesting little game. This is why I wanted to show it off. And by the way, if you want to see me play more little obscure Bond games like this, please let me know. My 007 stuff, it's not the most popular stuff on the channel, you know, Elder Scrolls is kind of king as they say, but if you like this content, want me to keep doing this, let me know. Actually, fun fact about this game, Ted Peterson, who's a name you might recognize in the Elder Scrolls community, was actually brought on as, I believe, a game designer for this game. I believe it was mostly game designing. He was on and helping out with coding and things like that, so there's a nice little interesting fact. Ted Peterson has worked on the Elder Scrolls Arena and the Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, and he's also working on the Wayward Realms, which is a Daggerfall spiritual successor, but I won't go on about Elder Scrolls too much, but it's a cool little link that Ted Peterson also worked on this game, so I thought that was a fun little fact. Anyway, here we go. So like I said, this game doesn't have any of like the vehicle sections. It has loads of traps and stuff. This was this game's gimmick, kind of. And also like the eye ability. Yeah, I think you get like a score system at the end of levels or something like that. Oh, here we go. You also get like special weapons like this. Actually, it dropped my It dropped my other sidearm, so you only keep one sidearm when you pick up the big special weapon, but you get this, which takes up both of your hand slots, so you can't like dual wield big assault rifles like this, obviously. And you get rocket launchers and things like... I was just talking about the rocket launcher, and here it is! It's taking up so much of the screen. What do you think you are, a Fallout 4 laser rifle? All of my screen space is gone. Anyway, it's just giving you all of the powerful weapons. This game is not holding back at all. You know, playing it now, I actually don't mind this too much. See, I don't hate this game. I don't particularly love it too, like I said, and I won't keep reiterating because, you know, you get my point. But it has its moments. It has its moments. It's not a terrible video game. It actually has some fun corridor shooting, and I've always thought it was an interesting little Bond game. The only issue I have with this game is once you get through like a couple of levels, when I start to get bored, I've never beaten this game before. Never gotten to the end. Will I ever get to the end of this game in my life? Probably not. Probably not. That's a grim thought. Here's a video game you'll never beat because you'll probably get too old and die eventually. But hey, I don't think Goldeneye is high on my list of video games I want to go back to and particularly beat. You know, as you get older, you only have so many games to take up your time. Does Goldeneye need to be one of them? I don't know. Because I like the older Bond games and that nostalgic experience, but it's nice to look back a little bit. You know, experience these games for what they are. I was getting a bit grim there. 007 does that to you. Rogue bonuses are awarded for eliminating enemies by skillful means. I can't read the text well. Jesus Christ. Such as melee knockouts and precise shots. Bonus icons appear in the upper right corner of the screen to indicate yet rogue score at the end of every mission contains a detailed breakdown. Now, I imagine you get like special unlocks for getting rogue bonuses like in the original 007 games. I hope it's not just art. I actually can't remember if you get specific unlocks. I don't know if you got like weapon upgrades or unlocks. I don't think so. Like in Agent Under Fire or Nightfire, you got like special golden weapons and things like that. And even Everything or Nothing had some cool little special bonus features, which was pretty neat. One thing I never knew in Agent Under Fire, you can actually drive the BMW that 007 has. Boo 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 boo, picking it up. You're getting loads of like armor and stuff like that during this section. I've come down here like 3 times. Oh yeah, you get like a map marker thing above your crosshair so you never get lost, you pretty little thing. But yeah, the perspective of this game, the FOV, the crosshair and everything else, it can make you a little bit motion sick if you're privy to that kind of thing. I suffer from spells of vertigo sometimes, and I don't think I'll be able to stare at this game for too long, but we'll try and put a proper session of this game in before it makes me absolutely hurl. Alright, now you do get restoring health, which is kind of nice, you know, this was kind of around the era where you were getting restore health. I imagine Halo was like, yeah, Halo was probably the big thing when this game came out, right? I've never really played Halo, but I imagine maybe like Halo 2 came out around the time this game was a thing and people were getting really hyped for 3. The Xbox 360 wasn't long around the corner, so I imagine this game was pretty much inspired by those shooters. It's kind of hard to translate Halo's controls over to, you know, games that were on the PS2 and the GameCube because ultimately they just ended up being a little clunky. The Xbox had some major processing power behind it. It was a powerful little horse of a console. It could run Morrowind and Knights of the Old Republic. You weren't getting that on the PS2. So this is why Goldeneye and stuff on GameCube and PS2 a little bit awkward, a little bit not great, but you know. The Xbox also had such amazing exclusives like Obi-Wan. Was the Obi-Wan game any good? I still don't know. Here we are, the gold bullions. Oh, I can't wait. This is why we probably joined the bad side. Screw over the capitalists, huh? We should destroy this bullion. I'd say let it get nuked. You know what? Let the economy fucking crash. So here we are at the end of the level. Pretty quick, pretty easy. And, this is kind of the rest of the game for the entire thing. This is kind of his... Oh, there's odd jobs. Hat. Would you look at that? Can I actually see him from far away? No, you can't. You only get an illusion. I don't remember like too many boss fights in this game. No, there are a few, I think. You fight like helicopters and stuff. Odd job, are you here? Okay, he's disappeared. Oh no, it's beeping and it's gonna explode the nuclear device and we all die. And that's the end of the game, bye, everyone's dead.
Reset program.
Couldn't you just use a very corrosive metal to destroy the goal instead of a nuke? I get your bad guys, but...
You were directly responsible for the death of 007. Your tactics are inexcusable. There's no place at MI6 for an agent like you. You're dismissed.
That still pisses me off to this day. That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. I was not responsible for his death. Okay, well, I shot the helicopter. I guess in this case I kind of was. But as a kid, that pissed me off because if you try to run towards the helicopter, Bond still dies. 007 is still killed. It's not your fault 007 dies. It's also a stupid fucking simulation that's not real to life. They fired me over a dumb simulation. And I didn't cause the helicopter to crash. I guess they wanted agents to like think quickly on their feet and save 007 like a fucking gadget or something to be a part of MI6. I don't know. But that always pissed me off. If you try to walk towards Bond and help him, he falls anyway and you're blamed for it. It's so fucking stupid. I hate it. Okay, it's making gun sounds. Okay, because of that 16 points to the next unlock. I didn't get loads of points and everything. And you get bonuses for difficulty. Ooh, that's interesting. Eliminations, rogue bonuses, perfect shots, machine traps. Save in game in case you want to come back to this thrilling action.
It could easily have been more than your eye.
Oh yeah, we were shot in the eye and that's how we get our abilities, because we were blinded.
Dr. No has broken ranks with our organization.
That's all of our hairlines the second we hit 30. Have fun with that, lads. Oh, seek a lord, don't I wish, pal. But yeah, they give us a new cybernetic eye with cybernetic abilities and everything.
The rewards will be great.
Is that thinking... sounds like Christopher Lee. Did he voice in this game? This game has cool vibes and atmosphere, you know what I mean?
You'll notice the Eye's tactical array has been activated for your next mission.
Hey!
It may take a few moments to adjust.
Here's a special ability eye thing.
I've also arranged for your first upgrade, MRI imaging. When activated, magnetic resonance will enable you to see enemies lurking behind cover, but its range is limited and it consumes energy, so plan accordingly.
That's a cool ability. We also get cool weapons that can shoot through walls. This game was pretty ambitious for the time. So apparently Christopher Lee provided the voice of Scaramanga in the video game Goldeneye Rogue Agent. They actually got his voice to reprise this role. That's sick.
But this is their greatest achievement. The Omen. The organic mass energy neutralizer. It virtually disassembles the atoms of living matter.
That's scary.
The era is upon us, and no one who stands against me will survive.
He's just gonna disintegrate people into goo.
Lock down the Omen!
Do you think that's a sex phase? I don't want to think about that.
Troops are everywhere. Use magnetic imaging to expose targets where they hide.
Oh, there we go. I can see through the walls and everything. You do get more eye abilities as you go through the game, and it does provide a little bit of gameplay variety. But here's the thing about this game. Like I've said before, this is kind of it. This is kind of the entire game. No cool vehicle sections or anything. We're just going to be running through and shooting fellas. You can kind of see where this game starts to get a little bit dull. I do like its vibes, and I do like its cutscenes and everything else, and the actual story to it is pretty neat. Playing as an evil operative is fucking sick. And you get some cool backstory. You got your eye shot out and they figure, you know what, now you have a weakness, we'll make us a strength. And we'll put an experimental eye into you. And that's how you're Goldeneye, because you have a golden eye. Isn't that great? And they got some big names working on this game. They had some big voice actors reprising their roles. This game had some things going for it, but it just didn't particularly land in the gameplay. I think if it just had a little more variety in the levels and the gunplay was just sharpened to be not as sluggish, it would have been a pretty heavy hitter. It would have been a good old Bond game back in its time, but it just kind of fallen into the realm of obscurity. Let me try this. I might die, but... oh no, I can't do it. His health was too low, I think. Can I do it with you? Here we go. You can actually take a hostage and you can use their health as a hostage. This game had some pretty neat mechanics. You just see the back of their head. It's taking up so much of the screen. And Jay actually gained their health bar. Oh, they killed him. It could be a cool little way of getting a little bit more health in rough situations. But yeah, you move a lot slower and it's a little more clunky. You know, it's very much a situational thing, but it is pretty handy to have in your arsenal. Here's our objectives for Jimmy's. Why did I name myself that? Clear the Omen Chamber. Clear the Omen Lab. Clear the Sub-Zero Lab. Clear the Alchemy Lab. Clear the Weapons Research. Even when you're looking at the objectives in this game, it's all just clear, 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 clear. Clear out the hallways, clear out the enemies, kill the enemies. Kill, 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 corridor shooting, and that's kind of it. Oh, here's the mag rail. This gun is fucking sick. Watch this. This is where the game has its strengths and it shines. You can use your eye ability to get down behind cover and you can just take out enemies like this. And you can also dual wield with this weapon. It's kind of neat, but we are, like they said, limited by our range. But if I duck down here now, I have to wait for my eye to charge up. There you are. Did I get you? Oh no. See, that's cool. The game actually has some neatly designed weapons and I do like its overall aesthetic. It's just that the gameplay was there. I feel like I'm reiterating myself a lot here, but there's just not a lot to commentate on. Oh, you know what, now I'll pick up the shotgun. I actually do like the chassis in this game. At least I remember liking it. Does it actually hold up as being a decent chassis? We will see. How satisfying is it? It's okay, it's very direct actually for a shotgun. When he gets up close, freaking, sorry. It looks a lot cooler and sounds a lot cooler than it actually is to control. Sorry. When you dual wheel it though, it can be kind of satisfying. It's not bad. I was a little bit worried about recording this game because there's not a lot to commentate on. You could talk about the game and why it didn't really strike with Bond audiences, but there are people who like this game, people that grew up with this, people like, you know, the constant shooting and everything else in the corridors. I like a little bit of variety with my bands. You can get another mag rail. You know what, the mag rail's alright, but I kind of like my double choosing SMGs for the moment. You can see the reactions when we're shooting enemies, very stiff, they just kind of stand there and then fall over. It's not the most satisfying gameplay-wise, but it can be fun to run and gun around here. But it is very much from that era of edgy games when they were getting to that point, and then they stopped the edginess, and they just made military shooters that were piss-filtered. And that was a time in gaming. But I mean, let's be honest, Jack X, Ratchet Gladiator, they were absolute bangers of games, and Shadow the Hedgehog is the only Sonic game I've played, and I honestly like that game, so people are gonna call me a furry just for that. They've called me a furry for less. Furry for less sounds like a thug group in Ratchet and Clank. Bang, bang, bang! Bing, bang, boom! Boom, boom, bang! I actually do want to get to Hong Kong if we can, because I remember that aesthetically being a pretty neat level. Bye, pal. So yeah, I did want to get to this game at some point before we start our next big 007 playthroughs because it's a bit of an enigma. That's a bit of a tongue twister to say. But it's one game I wanted to check out, and, you know, maybe people have some memories of this game. They wanted to go back and see how it is. Do I particularly recommend this? Even if you're in the nostalgic mood, not particularly, it's fine. It's okay. If you love this game from like your childhood and you want to go back and experience it, then sure, give it a bash. Me criticizing it a bit is not going to stop you, and nor should it, you know what I mean? If you enjoy the game, fucking keep enjoying it. But if you're like a fan of Bond games, you never check this one out, listen, you're not missing too much. Unless you're like a big retro buff or you really like 007, then you're not going to get the most value out of this game. If you're like a shooting fan, there's much better examples of games out there. Like, you know, a game is kind of boring when even as a kid you weren't big into it. Like, as a kid I play Innocent. I used to play Driver 3 all the fucking time, and that game's not that great. You know, I love Driver 3, but it's not a great game. It's not very good. But I played that for like hundreds of hours, and even with Goldeneye, I just couldn't really stick this game out much. And there's a lot of other great creators that have done deep dives into this game to really go into what worked and what didn't. But what I wanted to do was just sit down with the game, go through its levels, go through its individual mechanics, look at the weapons and things like that, and just remember what it was like. Remember when I said this game was kind of difficult? I'm kind of running through it. I don't think I've died yet. Oh, look, there's the thing. There's the foreskin remover from the film. They removed the name foreskin remover from the English dub. So everyone that speaks a foreign language, they can back me up, right? It's called a foreskin remover in your language, isn't it? Yeah. Just say yes. Just say yes. Why are you stumbling over like a ballerina when you die? You see the way you walk towards you. And he just doesn't spin around their ballerinas when they're dead. I haven't seen dancing that good since Yuri on Ice. I'm talking about anime now. See him going on weird tangents. I always go on weird tangents, even when the game is particularly really interesting. But yeah, we just charged through that section. And again, corridor shooting. You saw what we were doing. We were shooting fellas. These fellas are actually aligned with us now. We were defeating them in the first mission, and it's cool that we're on their side now because we've joined the dark side. Oh, like the Bond universe or whatever. Here we go. We got the Mamba. A little bit of shotgun. We got the dual Mamba shotgun number 5s. A little bit of dual wheels, all I need. A little bit of shooting's all I do. This game is just shooting, that's what it is. There's really not much to it, really. Yep. It's a good thing I don't do video essays too often because I just talk shit. Boom! Check out the boom! Resi or not. Boom! They have like weird goggle things. And you do get this sidearm pistol which does have infinite ammo, but it is not the most powerful thing in the world. Actually, it killed enemies in a few hits, it's not bad. But yeah, if we look at our objectives, destroy the filtration tube, or we're destroying fallopian tubes. Now, reach the pouring room. Is this Willy Wonka's chocolate factory? The pouring room. There's Augustus Gloop. He's going into the lava tube, isn't he? I do like the old jackal pistol. Destroy the first two. Do I need like a... Oh, you just shoot. I thought I wouldn't need a rocket launcher, but no, you can just pistol shoot it and immediately it breaks. You think they'd have some better protection for your big fallopian tube base thing. But no, you can just shoot it with one pistol and it's destroyed. I assume when we're destroying all trace of the technology in this facility so the enemies can't get to it. Because yeah, we were just sabotaging it. I guess it's like if we can't have it, no one can have it. Because what was it? Yeah, it was like a big atomizer. Doomsday weapon.
On the catwalk above us!
Oh, I'm on the catwalk. I really am a beautiful lady ballerina. Catwalks would be a lot more interesting if you had assault rifles on them. Well, they do in America, so I can't say. It's like Fear Factor, but for Busey. It's like Fear Factor, but for Busey. Mickey T. Don't touch that. But yeah, there's also no jump button in this game or anything. There's not a lot of movement options. You are just stuck to the floor. Just stay on the floor and shoot. That's all you do. Stay on the floor. You can also do that sometimes. And you can see enemies through floors. And yeah, this is Goldeneye. You know, I can honestly think a lot of people can attest to this game just being... It's okay. It's there. Goldeneye just kind of came and went. You're just following the icon. You're shooting the sluggish enemies in your way. And that's kind of it. You do get some interesting-ish levels and locations down the line, but not enough that it really holds up the game to like a really exciting factor. Like, this should be a lot more invigorating and fun and adrenaline-fueled than it really is. Like, I don't want to say like pulse-pounding action. Look at this fella, he's like a Darth-ficking Star Wars trooper. Look at you. I'll have to get Kyle Katarn in to bring all you fellas down. Feck it, there's Dark Troopers here. Then the N64 one was the other fella, right? His name's escaping me. Loads of things escape me. General advice of how to live like a normal functional human being escapes me. Explosions. I like that. This game loves his bright orange explosion containers. Remember when I said I thought this game was difficult? I think I was just shy at games as a kid. Oh, we're dumping gold. What is it about gold in this game? Oh, because we're Goldeneye and Goldfinger and we're dumping gold. It's very gold themed. I guess we're dumping all our wealth so even the enemies can't take it too, I guess. I don't know, I wasn't really following along with the story. I was just talking shit over it, as you know. I do that a lot. People don't like it. Destroy the second tube. Can I just fire one bullet at it? Or two, you know? Two little bursts. Outside the dome we have a helicopter. We're already getting to the end of this level. This is us. We're just running through. This game's probably not very long. You know what, now I'm going to check howlongtobeat.com, my favourite website ever. Howlongtobeatmymeat.com, not very long. The ladies of my life will tell you. So the main story is about 8 hours, really? 8 hours? Feels like it's speeding through it kind of quick. Or is it taking a long time? Maybe time flies when you're having fun, who knows? But it didn't seem like there was like a super huge amount of levels. To be fair, I don't think many people beat this game to actually put up a score on howlongtobeat.com. We all got bored. You know what now, I'll make use of my mechanic and you get a different reload animation when you're holding up this fella. It's nice, this game has cool little dual wielding details. It was the first time I played a game like this with like proper dual wielding mechanics. You know, I never had Max Payne or anything growing up. Hello, what does this computer of information tell me? Hate, let me tell you how much I've come to hate. Okay. That's weird. Ooh, I remember the sniper actually being kind of satisfying. Look at the crosshair, look at this. This is terrible. This feels awful. It's so far up the screen. Even the crosshair sniper cursor. Oh, it's just kind of a... Look at the sniper and then listen to the sound it makes. It should sound like a big heavy caliber thing. Jesus Christ, even Fallout 4 had some decent sounds for a big 50 caliber sniper rifle. And Goldeneye couldn't? This is the most pathetic sniper I've ever used in my life. Do I want to go dual Mambas again? I think I do. Dual Mambo number. They're Mambo number 12s, not even Mambo 5. They should have been called the Mamba 5. The FOV of this game is so fucked, the guns are just like off the screen. It's so strange. And the crosshair is so big, and yeah, like I said, this game can get you pretty motion sick. Pretty motion sick yellow. This is an interesting den of textures, I guess. I'm playing the GameCube variant of this game. I imagine it's probably not the most detailed version of this game. I probably should have maybe played the Xbox port of this game. Here we are, we're outdoors. This is like Mass Effect 2's intro when your ship is like completely fucked and Joker's like, I'm gonna save my baby. And Shepard's like, I'm gonna die, but I'll be back in 2 years, alright? People better not make comments about how I spoiled Mass Effect 2 for them. It's in the intro. Also, if you haven't played Mass Effect 2 at this point and you're like, what are you doing? It's one of the best RPGs ever anyway. Here's Goldeneye! Actually, this looks more like the wreckage of the Normandy. I'm just thinking of Mass Effect now. I like Mass Effect. I double shot you with a shotgun and it did no damage. Feck off. Escape the main dome. Oh, it is the big ice dome thing and it has the trees and everything. I imagine most of these are like reference to classic Bond films, which I do need to brush up on. On my knowledge of classic Bond movies, especially if I'm going to be playing later 007 games, like there's 2 other Goldeneye games, isn't there? Kind of 2 other. There's like one that was like a quasi Wii remake, and then oh no, I'm thinking 007 Legends. It wasn't called Goldeneye. There was a Goldeneye remake thing that was on Wii, and then they brought it to modern consoles, and then there was also 007 Legends, which had Goldeneye sections in it, I think. I could be mistaken, but I think so. I believe that's where I'm getting confused. So I guess I'm right? In a weird roundabout way. Anyway, we beat the level. It's not very long. Hello. I like your spandex.
My name is Pussy Galore.
Is that right?
You look like you could use a ride. Climb aboard, Goldeneye.
My name is Womanizer O'Queef.
To the capital of global operations. We call it the Lair.
Very creative.
I'm Francisco Scaramanga. Your golden eye was built by one of my contacts. I've arranged for periodic upgrades as well.
I do love this about the old 007 games, is that they brought back a lot of the older cast to reprise their roles and also made them younger in a lot of cases, just like their movie appearances. We saw it with Sean Connery, we have it here with Christopher Lee. It's pretty fucking sick. I immediately recognized his voice and it's so cool having back. Auric R-Pack, what great. Do I not unlock weapons? You just unlock R-Packs? Maybe I need to get like more score to unlock cool unlocks? That's a little disappointing. I wanted like a golden variant on my pistol. So here is Hong Kong. This is one of my favorite levels of the game. And any level after this I kind of got bored with. I think Hoover Dam's after this one.
He asked me to arrange for another upgrade.
You're going to be getting laser eye surgery. It's going to fuck you up for the rest of your life, because that's what it does to people apparently.
The effects vary depending upon the target. A burst from the hack upgrade can cause an enemy's weapon to malfunction.
That's cool.
It's also an effective means of manipulating and reprogramming electronic equipment via remote control.
This hack is essentially like you can use hacks from far away. Think of it kind of like Watch Dogs in a sense. It's actually kind of pretty much like Watch Dogs. This game is the Watch Dogs Legion of the Watch Dog franchise. This game is the Stairfield of 007 games.
We must act now before he launches another attack.
See, grab that chair very seductively. Ho. I think that's the nicest thing I can say about GoldenEye Rogue Agent. It's the Stairfield of Bond games.
I'm sending you to Hong Kong. Your mission is to assassinate Dr. No. Our contact will provide an appropriate weapon. Miss Galore will fly you out when the job is done. Dr.
See, there's the sniper. The sniper fucking stinks.
But you will have a clear shot from the neighboring construction site. Don't miss.
It's pretty fucking sick. We're going into a construction site to assassinate Dr. No as a Goldfinger operative. It's a fucking sick setup for a game and a mission. Look at this.
I have left a sniper rifle one level above you. It is in a silver case. I wish you good hunting.
Thank you very much. The sniper kind of stinks in this game. Locate the sniper and we have to shoot our way through. See, this game doesn't have like stealth mechanics or anything also, which, I mean, even the rudimentary pun games on PS2 has. Like Agent Under Fire had sneaking in sections and really cool, interesting gadgets. This game doesn't really have that. It has the eye, I guess. The eye isn't as cool to me as like getting out the little switch button that has like a grappling hook, and I know I'm just asking for essentially just another straight up Bond experience. This game was trying to be a little bit different now if you play as an evil operative, but I felt like it could have been a little more creative with the gadgets. That's also a thing that's lacking in this game. Golden IM. Oh, it's EM. It's not Golden M hack. So yeah, you can malfunction your weapons. That's pretty cool. Can you pick up a weapon after you malfunction it? Apparently. You think it'd be like a bit of an OP power where it'd actually break your weapons once you do that. But apparently not. Anyway. See, this level has some cool theming to it, but again, we're just wandering through. Like, if this was a stealth mission, for an assassination type mission, this should be stealth. But we're just going in guns blazing. This is not the best way for an agent to be going through a situation like this. No wonder he was fired from MI6, because he just goes guns blazing into everything. That's probably why we were hired, if I kind of think about it. Maybe this is the type of operative they needed. Somebody who just goes in guns blazing, no questions asked, cleanup crew kind of a deal. Not cleanup crew, I make the mess. So maybe that kind of ties into the story that we're not a sneaky agent, we go in guns blazing, but this is like the biggest tip-off for an assassination ever, you know what I mean? Well, the sniper's not going to be here.
Pays me well. But Dr. No pays me better.
Who would have thought the bad guy would have turned on us at the opportune moment? So yeah, and this is where it turns into a guns blazing situation.
Get the hell off that building!
The amount of squares, it looks like fucking Minecraft. But yeah, now it turns into guns blazing. They obviously know we're here, and the reason he knows we're here is because we went in guns blazing instead of sneaking, but whatever. And also the other fella tipped them off that we were going to assassinate him, so that's probably a big reason too, but hey. But yeah, here it is. It's another full level of running and gunning. This is it. Are you enjoying GoldenEye? Isn't it great fun? Are you having a great time? you know, still even running through it, it's not like the most boring thing. It's okay. It's fine. It's enjoyable. But like another 2 levels of this and I'll get bored. Like I'm gonna get to a point where I'll just get disappointed with it. Like if I play the next few levels, it'll just be the same thing of me being a kid where I just kind of get a little bit bored of the dullness of this game. We're running around with this assault rifle again. You think about a game like 007 Nightfire. What are you doing in the beginning of that game? You start off that game, I'm just gonna describe Nightfire now because I obviously don't talk about Nightfire enough. I talk about Nightfire more than anyone else on YouTube. Probably at this point. But you start off that game, right? You're in a helicopter with a sniping section, then you go into the, oh yeah, this is like the mini pistol thing. Mini pistol. This is kind of cool. You fire, and then you press again, and then it explodes. It's kind of neat. It's not very quick at doing this. I'm like tapping R2 very fast. I'm tapping the trigger. Look at this. Tap it, and it takes like 2 seconds for him to press the button. That's not very satisfying. But in 007 Nightfire, this is why people write scripts. You have the sniping section and then you get to the Aston Martin, so immediately you're having some variety in the gameplay at the first person sniping and then you're into a vehicle section. Then when you're into the exchange you have a choice. Do you want to be sneaking or do you want to go in guns blazing? Absolutely. Do you want to jump into the truck and sneak? Or do you want to just rush and gun the enemies? Or maybe do you want to sneak up with a sniper and pick them off from a distance? Or you can go all the way around the castle and find the secret entrance. And there's also another entrance on the right. If you jump down, there's a grappling hook you can go up. And 007 Nightfire has so many gameplay styles and ways of going about particular sections. And Goldeneye just misses what made those 007 games so enjoyable. It has a lot of cool gadgets, it has a lot of gameplay styles and varieties. And this game just kind of goes for like the edgy run and gun Halo shoot 'em up thing too much. And the influence is just kind of missed overall. But I imagine this game still has somewhat of a small, dedicated community. Again, here's the sniper. Yeah, I'm very good at aiming. The sniper, again, isn't very satisfying. You'd think with a game like this, they would absolutely go balls to the walls on gun feel. The guns in this game should feel like the guns in the game Black, you know? Fucking, I thought you were gonna walk there. Yeah, shooting's not great either. I'm also just shit, but at the same time, controls really aren't helping. Don't worry, I'm also blaming my ability. The guns in this game look like guns in Black, and they should sound like it, and they should be very satisfying to shoot, but they just don't really get close to us. I feel like the development team wanted to make a really interesting Bond game, or the stockholders, whatever the feck it is, was holding it back. Oh, we're actually kind of losing out here. Feckus, this is actually a bit of a challenge. This game has been a bit of a cakewalk. Remember when I said it could get a bit hard later on? I was lying. I was just shy at games as a kid. Like, the only reason I would ever, like, keep playing a game like this is to see where else the story goes, but then again, it's a James Bond story. It really depends on who's writing it to be particularly interesting. It could either be pretty generic spy fantasy stuff, or it could be very, very good and decent. You know, it's kind of the struggle of writing Bond media, right? It's a little bit campy, it's a little bit cheesy. And I mean campy in the old sense. And I feel like for a game like this, I predict the story is not going to be good enough to really keep you going and keep you invested throughout the entire thing. I imagine more invested Bond fans probably did stick it out to see the ending of the game and see what this alternate reality Bond universe is like, even though I imagine James Bond is probably still alive because, you know, we killed him in a simulation. I imagine he's still kicking around. I don't know, maybe Bond appears later in the game. Who knows? I don't know. That would actually be a cool set piece to build up to. At least I think so. Oh yeah, you can hack those from far away and it turns the thing. So there's like Levolution. But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. This is why I just wanted to jump into the game, play around with it, and get my thoughts out in this manner because I don't think this game needs a video essay from me. It's very much a run and gun game. It kind of came and went. This video is probably going to come and go just like the game, if we're being real. But I did want to come back to it. Give us a go. I've been wanting to give us a chance all these years, and I still very much have the same thoughts towards Goldeneye Rogue Agent at this time. Now, I believe this section is actually a boss fight with the helicopter. Yeah, kind of cool running through a construction site, you know? Decent set pieces. Get to the chemical rooftop for pickup. Rendezvous on the chemical roof. Yeah, again, the objectives are just so basic. Like, this looks like it'd be a really cool sneaking mission. This is what this mission should have been, but it's just not. And I can keep saying this is what it should have been, but I need to accept the reality that this is what the game was. I mean, look, I did a little bit of game development in college. I worked with some game developers and things like that. But I wouldn't particularly herald myself as like a big game designer and like giving people advice. And honestly, I'm more used to stories and writing than particularly game design. So Obviously, take all of my comments about game design with a grain of salt, because I'm not particularly speaking from a place of huge amounts of experience. But, you know, I do like to go over why these games didn't work and what could have helped them in the long run. A bit of variety. Maybe a focus on like cool stealth sections and sharper shooting and your vehicle levels. Like, you could have had some really cool evil spy vehicle sections. Maybe we were flying helicopters or jet skis like in 007 Nightfire. And I don't know, I just feel like this game, once again, could have been so much better than it was. And these enemies are so fucking annoying. I remember these things. God, they piss me off. And we're just back to our shite little pistol, but the difficulty seems to be picking up. You know, there's a lot going on. I'm dead. I actually died for the first time. You do start to get overwhelmed by enemies, so we actually need to be thinking about our gameplay. I say we as if it's not just me that needs to be, you know, alert. I also remember, yeah, the checkpoints could be a little bit annoying and bullshit. But yeah, take your time, Mickey, because those things are going to gang up on you. Where are you? I hear you. There you are. I do like the pistols. They're very satisfying to shoot together. I like how this Jackal pistol feels like... God, that takes so much ammo to kill those things. It feels so much powerful than the basic pistol you get. The game's really showing you there that that's a more powerful pistol to be picking up and using. So I do like that. A bit of context clues to be like, this is more powerful because it sounds very powerful. But yeah, restoring health, a focus on shooting. EA were probably like, Halo selling gangbusters, let's make one of them. And the designers were like, oh, okay, but we're getting Christopher Lee for this game. It's gonna be a big deal. Can we maybe be a little creative? No. No. Like, I wouldn't blame the designers too much. There's a chance they're probably watching. I know people of that industry and time actually go back to YouTube videos and watch what people's opinions are of those games. And if you're watching, I enjoyed what you're doing as a kid. I did play this game a bit. I thought it was cool for the time. I remember being so hyped for this game before it came out because just the concept and idea was so sick, but it just didn't land fully. But I still appreciated what they tried to go for, what they tried to do. They were trying something different. I imagine there was a lot of issues behind the scenes in this game's development. Like, it feels a little short even though how long to beat said 8 hours. I kind of doubt that. 8 hours? Is that right? Anyway, we have zip lines and everything, and they're a little bit awkward. Like, my worries of like not having a lot to talk about when playing this game were kind of true because there's not a lot to comment on. I'm not even using like my eye abilities too much, and I don't feel like there would be too much of use. Like, you know what? Actually, before I died, I could have malfunctioned the fellow's weapon in front of me, and that probably would have saved my life. So maybe I should be using these abilities more. Can I use laser? Ooh, we have laser climbing. Bethesda couldn't even get that right until the year, what, 2023? Even when I'm playing variety games, I just bring it back to Elder Scrolls. I need to switch off. These weapons aren't very good for range. Oh, my pistol is. Kinda. So these enemies can keep you on your toes a little bit. The music just kind of blends in. I haven't even talked about the music too much. I do like the main menu theme, but it is just kind of... It's very much background noise for the shooting. It's very high energy. You very much get the style this game is going for. It's guns and badass and evil and edgy, and I'll be honest, edgy aesthetics don't really work with me a lot of the time. It worked when I was a kid playing Jack X and Ratchet Gladiator, sure. Into my adolescence, even as a teen, I wasn't big in it. If I was listening to music with at least some bit of angsty teenage edge to it, I was completely turned off. I did not like it. I didn't like it then, I don't like it now. But as a kid, you know, when you're getting to that age, you want to rebel. You want to play cool things. These games did appeal to me. There was a time when they did. What's any? Oh god, getting up. So anyway, I'm just trying to get to the end of this level, maybe show off the helicopter fight. Oh god, I didn't even know there was enemies to my right. See, I'm being taken out of space here because I'm just kind of rushing through it. I should have seen that enemy in my peripheral vision area. The checkpoints are too bad. Just don't fucking dive. Door! Open. Open sesame, baby, thank you. All this epic music and I can't even open the door right. Anyway, let's take it slow. This is a very unsatisfying game to take slow. You feel like you should be like rushing through and killing all the enemies, and also yeah, you can only throw your grenades when you have an empty left hand, which is very interesting. But yeah, there's another mechanic. You actually do get grenades as long as you keep your left hand empty, which is neat. They did use like dual wielding in this game to its full potential. It's probably the most well thought out dual wielding system I've ever seen in a game, if I really think about it. Watch out, people who played Dark Souls are going to be really annoying about me saying that, but listen, I'm talking about Goldeneye. It actually has a pretty robust dual wielding system. It's well thought out. There's that, you know, this game is well designed in some aspects. Oh! Oh, you bastard! See, they just fucking catch you. That section is pretty tough. Keeps you on your tippy toes. I just want to get to the helicopter bit. I can die 3 times this level, fuck me. I'm keeping all my mistakes in, feckers. I have nothing to be ashamed of. How else are you going to improve if you don't try? People are like, oh, you're bad at games. At least I'm trying. I'm trying to get better. You know what I mean? I'm still here trying and giving it a go. If you quit because people are saying you're bad at games, that's more pathetic, I think. You know what I mean? Here's my advice. If you're doing YouTube and people are calling you shite, don't fucking listen to them. You know what? No, do your own thing. If you're not the best at shooters, laugh at yourself. Learn to laugh at yourself a little bit. Don't take life too seriously. Have a good time for yourself. I'm only here to have a good time. If I can have a funny death here and there, then fucking how bad? Okay. Stay behind these things. See, they're fucking gang up on you. Quick. My god. What the hell are you supposed to do there? Maybe it is like a big difficulty spike. Is there a way I can really just stay back? I guess we can just try and stay back as much as possible. Try and play strategically. I do have grenades too I should be using in the next section. Oh god, see, they put down your health pretty quick. God, stop rushing. Can I stay back here? I should have killed them from afar. That's what I should have been doing. I can also use this ability to see the enemies through. Yeah, see, if I'm being clever, I can see them when they're getting a jump on me. Throw your grenades. This is where the game has a bit of strategy. Maybe this game is better played on hard difficulty. Get you thinking about your gameplay is. Maybe it's fun with a little bit of depth, you know what I mean? Even then, still, they're doing fuckloads of damage to me. Go away. If I run out and get ammo, they're just gonna gun me down immediately. I could take some hostages. That's also a thing I need to keep in mind if I want to get some health. That could be exceptionally useful and handy. Okay, so I thought you died, fucking. I'm running towards you anyway. Let's fucking keep going. Okay, gotcha. Give me a jackal. Good gun. Probably better range than the machine guns I keep going for. Come on, gun. Aim forward. Aim well. Another ladder section. Here we go. I think this is the farthest I've made it. I think. I'll just stay back here. This is a great place to pick them off one by one. So the game's actually a little bit interesting now when you have a bit of depth to the gameplay. It's not bad. Again, I'm going to keep reiterating that during the video. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's okay. It's there. It did its thing. It did its thing and it was alright. I pick up the ammo from the spare one I dropped. It'd be cool if I could. Oh no, I can't. Oh, I had like 5 bullets in that. I can't even pick it up. That would make sense in a real world. I love when video games have realistic aspects to them that definitely don't make them not fun. Every game should be realistic, like Red Dead 2 with the horse balls. Game better if real. That's not really how I think, don't worry. You have pretty fair range on throwing the grenade at least. So that is a positive. Jesus fucking, did you see the grenades? They can clip my ear, it is. Right, let's do dual pistols. Oh, I got a headshot from far away with dual pistol. Oh, and he, look at him, he loads him. He taps him on the edge. See, this game has style out the ass. Style and practicality. I love its dual wielding system. It's so fucking sick. Is it right to say dual wielding? I feel like Skyrim. I feel like I'm describing Skyrim when I say that. There's a harpoon. I know I don't care about the harpoon. Akimbo? Is that the word? Is that how you say it? I feel very white saying that. Maybe I should. So yeah, there's not like, can I shoot that to make a sound? No. Even 007 Nightfire had gongs that you could shoot and they made a gong sound. Oh, here's the helicopter and you have to shoot him with the grenade launcher. I remember this. I remember this very well. Oh no, it's just you. Okay, okay, don't miss. I didn't miss. I didn't miss a single shot. Wait, here's the air commando. Pick that up because that's good against these enemies. I thought this was making the sound of the helicopter appearing. Can I throw a grenade and then have it delay explode? No. What if I throw it here? It's falling off the rooftop, isn't it? Come on, go down. You're wasting all my armor. This game is a lot better for run and gunning than Nightfire, but again, I imagine the run and gunning is kind of what this game was designed for. You fucking are taking so many shots, buds. I have another gun I can pick up. No. I just have to deal with this. This pistol's so weak. Die. Die. Why are you taking so long? Go down. Oh, Jackal, pick that up. It's only when I explode the thing It's only... Oh, there's another one. I think the Jackal should help a little bit getting their health down. Don't fucking kill me, whatever you do. My god, I did not want to have to do this all over again. Okay, Jackal, very good. Jackal OP, Jackal a good gun. Who's the zip line? He got one shot on you. Again, the aiming. You only have to move your analog slightly and he just goes so quickly. I see it's momentum. It's momentum based when you're turning. It throws me off so much. People say a lot of my shooting ability when playing like 007 Nightfire, things like that, but do you guys remember how these games controlled? Boost them up. Boost them up and check. It's not Call of Duty. Okay, well, I didn't know there was a rocket launcher enemy. Oh, I'm back here. You know, I kind of wanted to finish this level out, but I'll be honest, lads. You won't believe it, but I'm kind of bored and I don't have too much more to say about Goldeneye. That's kind of it. I run the gambles. This is the game. It's okay. It's fine. There's going to be fans of the game in the comments, and like I said, don't let my beratement of this game hinder your enjoyment. If you're a fan, obviously that's not what I'm here for. I just do think it's fun to go over games like this and see what worked, what didn't. I think it's fun to break down mechanics like that in games like this. It's a fun little conversation piece. I really dislike when people are like, just let people have fun. Just let me criticize. It's fun. It's good for the mind. It gives you better products down the line if you're voting with your wallet. It's a good mindset to have. Just don't be like fucking a toxic prick, you know what I mean? You know, have constructive criticism. Just be fair. It's like when people leave comments like your accent stinks. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do about that? There's nothing I can do. If you left something constructive, then maybe. Anyway, I am rambling. This has been 007 Rogue Agent. It is certainly a game. And we're gonna end off with, a very underwhelming ending for a pretty underwhelming game. Yep. I'll see you in better Bond games, folks. I am not fighting those flying things. If you enjoyed, come